Hello and fucking welcome to the stupid fucking magical fucking misery fuck you tour. Where funny stupid fucking people discuss life's unfunniest problems. Or whatever, I don't know. My name's Jesse Dram, I'm having a goddamn terrible day. Punctuated with an exclamation point, I left my vaporizer that I'm terribly addicted to in the back of a lift that I don't think is coming back. It's been about a half hour now and yeah, I'm gonna resort to heroin. That's it. Our guest today is Tom Crolius. He's a funny guy. Him and Neil are out in L.A. right now. Him, Neil, and Adam Nutter. They're having a great time. I'm here in New Jersey because I can't afford to go and I'm afraid of flying and I should probably quit comedy because, you know, bunch of shit. I don't know. There's shit coming up. Just listen to fucking podcasts. Bye.
Sweetest of friends, everyone I know goes away in the end. You could have it all. My empire will turn. I will let you down. Oh, I'll make you hurt, baby.
We're recording on Audacity. I do still want to try it, actually. So you did hear this.
I feel like Neil's the ruler, the emperor, the dictator up there.
Nice.
And like we're just in his court down here.
Nice.
Okay. So, and complete silence, please.
Hello and welcome to the Magical Misery Tour, where funny people discuss life's unfunniest things. With me, as sometimes, is my co-host Neil Wood. Neil, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, everybody. It's good to see you. Yeah.
Neil's going through some things. Our guest this week is Tom Crolius. Tom, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you doing, man?
Doing good. All right. We're going to start this very different because I had something quite distressing happen the other day and I didn't know what to do. So, theoretically, let's say...
Aww.
I hate to ruin it. Theoretically, let's say you have to go to Staples because 10 years after your father's death, you find out there's over $2,000 in unclaimed assets you weren't aware of. That really has nothing to do with the story. I'm just very excited about it. As I'm walking in, they have like a little vestibule in the front where it's like, you know, where the people going in meet the people coming out, but it's its own little room.
Yeah.
I go in, and there's a little kid, 4 or 5 years old, and his dad is yelling at him. His dad is down at, like, on his knees yelling at him. He was doing something, acting a ruckus or whatever.
Is he full screaming at him, or is he just giving him that quiet, like, if you...
It's very quiet, very quiet. But then as I'm walking up, he strikes the kid very hard in the face.
Oh, no!
Open hand?
Open hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd kill him otherwise.
But it was already like, I don't know what to do about this. So I go over to the printing
it's on
area,
security cam.
and I'm still looking at this guy, and
Nice hit.
he gives the kid like a fucking shot in the ribs.
Oh.
And it was, what would you guys do? I'll reveal what I did.
Like, what should we do, or what would we do?
What do you do in that scenario?
How big was the guy?
He was Hispanic.
That's not what I asked.
So about 5'7",
Yeah.
5'6"?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Okay, thanks. I guess. Yeah. Weight-wise, what are we talking here?
Average.
Average weight?
Like 160.
Yeah.
None of this wasn't.
Throw a yo.
I
Call the
couldn't
cops,
take him. All right, now here's what I did. As I was coming in, I saw at Home Depot there was an ambulance out front. So I immediately have several thoughts about this. It's like, if I get involved, he's just going to beat the shit out of this kid later.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't get involved, that kid just becomes a shooter later. So it's
really
helpful either
the
way.
really disturbing thing about this was I went over to Home Depot hoping there was a cop there, because then, you know, catch him right in the fucking act. You know, if you call a cop by the time he gets there,
how hard's he getting him?
You don't hit a fucking 5-year-old. Like you give
I didn't know how old the kid was.
No, you give a 5-year-old.
I was like a 13-year-old, and he's saying dumb shit.
Did we introduce Tom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, like, you know, like, whack on the ass, okay, whatever.
I don't know what we did.
This wasn't fucking
I
cool.
don't think we did.
Yeah, I did. I said our guest, Tom Crolius. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I apologize, buddy.
I apologize for
being wrong there, man.
Oh, my God.
So what did you end up doing? Nothing. Oh, you fucking piece of shit.
I would do that too. I would proudly do that.
I would definitely been throwing a yo. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing,
It's
dude?
a
Like,
5-year-old though too. Yeah,
And see what he
5-year-old's
did.
different. Yeah,
Well,
I keep forgetting.
5 years old. It's
Yeah, that's
rough
young.
to be throwing
Well, see,
shots in
you
the
should-
ribs.
Yeah, definitely be like, hey, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Here was the fucked up thing. As soon as I remembered, like, there was just an ambulance in front of Home Depot. There'll be a cop there. You can go get a cop and take care of this. Because I didn't want to say anything in the moment because,
Yeah,
you know, A, he's coming after me, and then B, again, he's only going to beat the fucking kid more, etc. So I go, there's no cop there, so my big thing's done. Like, all right, well, I got to go back and figure this out. The most fucked up part is when I get back, he's just making copies, and the kid is just playing around, showing that, like, oh, this is an everyday occurrence if the
Yeah.
kid is not traumatized after.
I mean, I got hit when I was younger too, and I don't remember anybody stepping in to help me, and I don't I can't even imagine what would have happened to them if they had.
Yeah.
Rib shots? Like
Nah,
purposeful
yeah,
rib shots?
not that bad.
Dude, he's like squaring up fucking
Yeah.
like boxing.
No,
and
that's
then
a
just
lot.
Like,
That's a lot.
Working the kid's ribs.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's
I'm
like,
trying
dude,
to-
you got to cover, kid.
Yeah.
You're 5. You got to start covering. You got to
Exactly.
start
I'm
dropping
trying
those
to
elbows.
play
Listen to
devil's
them.
advocate here because I know that most people won't think that even.
I
Just
got whapped. I get you. I've been hit a couple times.
There's
not
there's-
worked over.
There's
though.
deserving
No.
hits.
Yeah, there's like I had spankings.
I've gotten jabs in the ribs, like hey, fucking, like hey.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that's a
church.
little-
When
That's
you're,
the most, and I never got fucking full
Yeah.
right hooked in the ribs before.
You get those in church when
Not a
you're
5.
farting and laughing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, stop it right now. Fucking quit it. My mom was much more subtle, dude. She would take her rings and just turn them inside, or they fell that way.
Oh shit!
I always, and then just grab any meat because then they're just like spikes. She just grab your
Holy-
meat.
that's
and just, and
diabolical.
fucking just squeeze.
That's like something a
Yeah.
corrupt prison guard does.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I've never even
well, she's
heard
like
of
she's
that.
like those old style football players and shit. Like she's hiding razor blades and like the kind of like stuff.
Yeah, she had
She's like,
ninja hooks on her
yeah,
fucking
dude.
climbing hooks.
Oh, I love it. It's like such a good mentality. She's like, yeah, I didn't mean to turn them inwards. I'm like,
Yeah,
sure,
that's like
every
pro-
single time.
It's like pro wrestling shit. I've never met your mom. Is she perhaps Abdullah the Butcher? And you never told
God,
me.
you know my mom's secret name. That's so
Ooh.
weird. That's her AKA.
That would explain why he's so big,
The psycho from the Sudan.
Psycho from the Sudan.
but not why he's so fair.
But no, it's true.
See, it's part of the problem.
Ah,
here-
thanks.
Sorry to interrupt your silly voice with child beating.
I apologize.
But it's. I feel like every guy has in their head, like, you know what to do if you see a guy beating a woman in public.
Sure.
Like, we're prepared for that.
I've seen that. Yeah, we've all gotten. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
actually seen that and been stood up, and then the woman tuned him up. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very
Ooh,
strange.
That's
It was like
that's a rare one.
it was like a weird on the train. Like we saw it, they were being playful. Guys drunk, girls either not that drunk or hasn't drank at all. And he just all of a sudden started to get aggressive with her. And then you saw 7 guys on the train stand up. Like we all just stood up, it's like whoa, like that. Like
Yeah.
And then he immediately toned down. And then she just started working him over. Like she just started hand slapping his face and shit.
Pink belly.
And then drug him off the train. Like just get up, like
drug
stood
him
him
off
up
the
like
train?
a child.
You can't rule out that that's just their kink, though. Too, you know,
Sure,
you don't want
there's
to.
always that.
wanna ruin someone's
I fucked up
role
their
play.
whole
Yo,
on the way home.
I had somebody tell me recently that a lady friend that she was into a role play where like her and the guy just go out in public and pretend to meet and be entirely
I've done
different
that.
people.
It's
You
great.
have?
Yeah, it's great.
What is the itch that's
Oh,
like?
well,
I can imagine, but I'd rather hear from the
There's two
horse's
good
mouth.
parts, especially if you're in a relationship, which is when you do this shit. You do the role playing, you trust each other.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like third date shit.
Right, exactly.
Unless
So-
you're role playing a third date.
which it was she was like a gold digger or like a high-end escort that was at the bar the whole night. Yeah, so she dressed up like, you know, just fucking blam, like everything is out. And I get to hang out and be single with the boys for like an hour and a half and just pretend like
God.
so she's
Oh, wait,
feeling
wait,
so
wait,
yeah,
wait.
no.
So your
It's
friends have to
purely
play
out of
along with this?
laziness. Oh yeah, they come out. I'm like, dude, guess what? I'm getting like a role play hall pass so I can flirt with other girls tonight. I could be just fucking. We could stay out late. And I just by the end of the night, I got to take her home. So she
Young
gets
bull.
to So she gets to flirt with dudes and pretend to be a hooker or whatever she wants to be, gold digger, and for a few hours and flirt with dudes and feel special and pretty. And I get to just chill with the boys and get blackout drunk.
This is like bumper bowling swinging.
It's great. It's so good.
Yeah, it sounds really fun.
It is.
It's not a bad idea.
You turned me on this in an instant.
Yeah, because also
Hey, it's because
then
I'm
at the end of the night-
sexist and I don't
Dude,
trust the woman
here's
friends.
the best. I went out with some new friends that hadn't been out with us before, and I leaned into them and I winked at my buddy. I was like, "I'm gonna go home with that girl tonight." And he's like, no way, dude. She's been talking to guys all night. She's been hitting on dudes. I think she's a hooker. What, are you just going to pay her? I turned out my pockets, dude. I'm like, I got no money, but I'm going home with that girl. I walked over to her. I was like, hey, ready? How you doing? You know, we did a little role play stuff. And then just put my arm around her, cranked my neck back, turned and looked back at him, and just went and walked out with her.
So you're also role playing like an 80s sex comedy. I love it.
Yeah.
You are not getting her, dude.
Yeah.
She is way out of your league.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I was like, hold my Miller Lite.
Class. Before we go any further, Jesse, you got any dates coming up, buddy? I mean, I know you kind of this drops Thursday.
Yeah, August. I've been dropping a Wednesday lately.
You've been dropping a
actually.
Wednesday? Okay.
Yeah. August 24th, sober show at the Kiss Club of Woodbury, New Jersey.
Nice.
Come the fuck out for a responsible, safe, sober evening.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And
comedy.
Tommy, we usually
Neil won't be there.
Nope, I will not be there. Oh wait, will I not? Yeah, I just okay. And Tommy, what would you got going?
I got another night at Sweeney's, July 25th. It's Crow Comedy. A lot of good comics come out, and we always get in a really great headliner.
And social media where they can check you out, just future dates?
You can look us up at Crow Comedy on Facebook.
Nice.
Or under my name, Tom Crolius.
Love it. Sorry to interrupt is why I apologize. So you just had to, so was there no action that you took, Jess? Like you were like,
It was
lost that one.
Yeah. By the time I got my first route was like, okay, the best thing is if I can grab the cop like 100 feet away and bring him here in the moment. Like that is the best course of action. And by the time I realized there wasn't, and I went back, the situation was like, you know, it's really tricky to show up 5 minutes later when the dude's just like copying papers. He's like, hey, knock it the fuck off.
Yeah.
Not now. You were doing before. You actually should. Actually, your resume isn't formatted exactly right. Let me help you there. But don't let me catch you next time. That kind of shit. Yeah, it was really rough. I didn't like it. If I had a girl with me, I feel like I would have just started a fight with the guy. As dumb as that is.
So it seems like what the best option to do
not.
is
you
there's
pulled it up.
apparently a hotline. Oh, of course. I know the National Domestic Violence because I had looked this up once. I wanted to see what I had a joke about, like just moving in with someone new. You know what I mean? It's just like I was like, what are the statistics just based in your city? And they're frightening. It's like it's 1 in 3 women in Philadelphia have been victims of domestic violence, right? And then for men, it's like pretty high. It's like 1 in 5.
Oh,
That
yeah.
makes sense.
No.
One
of the
it makes
big,
sense for you. It's surprising to me. I guess it makes sense for you guys. I don't know.
One of the things I've heard is that is one of the weird because I've heard other someone said stereotypes. I've heard other studies that have said like it's pretty much a 1-to-1. It is like
Guys
way.
just don't report because it's embarrassing.
Well, it's also
Exactly.
people are forgetting just the male aspect. This could be your aunt who you're living with, and you're a boy who's 14 or whatever. You can
Right.
talk about different.
It's-
People always think it's
people
just like
in-
man, woman in a house. It's
Right.
like that's not always what it is. Obviously, all the different scapes of that. But also, this one seems like you should just call that hotline because a lot of the times, before calling the police, consider these key points. If a person is experiencing abuse, has not created a safe plan with you about when to connect police on their behalf. Doing so without the person's consent can limit the opportunities to make choice. I was wondering, like, because the cop thing you were
You're
thinking
gonna
of,
go get the kid's consent. Like,
that's exactly, it's crazy, but I'm serious. I wouldn't be surprised if you went to go get that cop and he was like, call child services, dude. I don't know what the fuck you want me to do here. You have no evidence. You're just somebody. You know what I mean?
No, dude, but it's CBS cameras.
yeah.
And not CBS
Sure, but
Staples.
dude, he doesn't. Yeah, you know what you need? You need to have a fucking lawyer and you have to get a warrant to get those cameras.
have to make that video
It's not
viral.
based on just like you know what I mean.
What I'm hearing is I should have. Oh God,
have to-
I should have
yeah.
just come up behind and kicked the guy in the balls and gone to a different Staples.
It's not a bad kidnap the kid. I mean, that's always
Yeah.
It's always my move. Kidnap that kid.
That's always
Keep
your
away.
Are you chewing gum right now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, great.
I loaded my mouth up.
You look like a baseball player now who needs chew but can't.
I'm gonna do a commercial 20 years from now with half my jaw gone,
Yeah,
going,
dude.
"Tobacco's no joke." This is your favorite comedian, Tom Crolius. Tobacco's no joke.
So what would you do? What would you do if you saw the abuse? Did we say what you would do? Would you just try to attack the guy, or would you?
I got to be honest. Like, I don't know that I would.
anything?
I don't know how. Like, I can't experience the visceral feeling that you felt there. My head tells me, for the most part, I don't fuck with the way people raise their kids
Right.
because I don't know, and I don't want to like make it worse for the kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if anything, I would. If I really felt compelled, I'd tell the cop. I'd be like, hey. there's video. It was from this point to this point. Take down my statement.
Yeah.
And let that be that.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and you could say, listen, I'll go identify him if you want me to, and then you put it in their court.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for at the time, just to at least get...
I mean, unless he's really getting tuned up and you're like, he's going to kill that kid.
It wasn't he's going to kill that kid, but it was blatant abuse. Like I said, this wasn't a whack on the ass. This was this is not fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
To see
I would
a kid
definitely
just
report that.
cowering in a corner.
Yeah.
I love that one of these on here is every time you hear about the abuse happening, keep a journal about the events. Mark the day it happens.
Well, I was already at Staples. I could have bought a journal.
You're just
Your one-stop shop for childhood abuse.
Staples.
That was easy.
I know. I didn't know they were going to give us ad money. It's so strange.
True. Beating up kids is easy. How many kids do you think you could take on? I'm going to play the Adam Nutter role here.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
But how many kids do you think you could take? And we're talking about like 6-year-olds.
6-year-olds?
6-year-olds?
Easy. 30, 35.
Yeah, there's no way I can answer this without plagiarizing because there's Ron and Fez did this before, but I loved Ron's response. I'd gotta keep in mind it's not just physical, it's also like psychological. Like you're popping one and yelling, "You're next, fatty!" Like that's you got him.
Yeah.
Just like one shot each. You got 4 limbs.
I would pick the fattest one up that I could lift, and I would swing him around like a fucking warhammer.
There you go.
I would either that or get 2 of the lightest ones and just use them as nunchucks.
Nunchucks, yeah.
Just start swinging at
2
kids.
little Asian kids.
Eventually, those legs are going to get even more limp, and they become even better. You know what I mean?
God.
They start swinging, they start moving, finding their own bodies. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is unbearable.
Well, speaking of childhood,
Perfect.
Tom, what's your childhood like? Where you come from? Are you planned or an accident?
So my parents were married for a few years before they had me.
Okay.
And then they had about a year with me before they broke. And they're like, well, nope, this ruined
So it was
us.
going fine until you.
They got divorced, and they couldn't in good conscience say, this wasn't your fault. And they're like, you were a year old when we broke. I think it's probably your fault.
We believe
Mine
in being
was-
honest with our child and how terrible he is.
Yeah, I was 2, so I feel you. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's like, was this my fault? Like, it seems like it was.
I grew up with 2 families, really, because they met significant others like within a few years.
Really?
So I have 6 sisters, but none of them are like full-blooded. I have a half-sister and
Right.
5 stepsisters, but they're all my sisters because we've been in each other's lives
Yeah.
for decades.
I don't have any full siblings either, so the term doesn't even mean anything to me.
Right.
Although I will say the siblings I was raised with, I'm way closer with than the one that I wasn't. So there's definitely that.
Yeah.
Huh. So, okay. That's interesting. I think I was the same. I grew up with like 2 separate families. My parents split when I was like 2. And it wasn't even a split. It was my dad was always a shitty boyfriend, and then he did not become a better one. And my mom just said, yeah, I'm done with this. Bye.
So they got divorced and you guys separated. How often do you see each other?
I would
Where
take
you-
1 week on and 1 week off at each house.
Oh.
So I'd have
okay.
like a family for a week and then a different family for a week.
Did
back
they
and
did they
forth
live in the
forever.
same town still?
Yeah, we were like a mile and a half away.
Okay, that's good when that works out because it doesn't fuck up your school, whatever.
Yeah, that was good of them,
Yeah.
honestly, because that's tough.
I've heard people do that where like I forget who. Big J was even talking about it, saying I definitely hurt my career by not going out to L.A. But after my dad ditched me, it's like no, I'm not gonna leave my kid behind. So
Yeah,
you know,
that's a smart move.
So he's saying now that his kid's like 16, like I don't know, it might be time to go out to L.A. See what's over that side.
Yeah, he's one of the best, dude.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I don't know where he's going to go. I guess he should be, in my opinion, probably like an arena comic. Like, you know what I mean?
He'll get there eventually, and honestly, they're at the point now where there's little clusters of guys that you could put together a tour package. I mean, even if you just had like Joe Rogan's B team, which would be like Ari Shaffir, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura. Like,
I mean, that's a pretty
You
good
think
B
Joe
team.
Rogan's B team
Yeah,
is
I was
that?
going to say,
You don't
I think Ari Shaffir is better
I
than Joe
see them
Rogan.
all as different entities, too. I don't even put them in the same...
They're entire different entities, but as
I know
different
they're
as different
friends,
entities,
yeah.
they're filling theaters, but together on a tour they could.
Ari
fill an
Shaffir
arena.
I
fills
see what
theaters
you're
alone.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
went on tour alone.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying with them
Kreischer.
together, you could
Kreischer, yeah.
easily get an arena.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Those-
get what you're
those
saying
big
now.
theaters and arenas, yeah.
Well, because the Switch is like the blue collar tour.
Well,
This
Kevin
is an
Hart did
example.
arenas alone.
Well, see, that was
Yeah.
crazy. Now, Kevin Hart is an anomaly in the past years and him coming up because he went from like comic theater and then immediately was
Right.
like, again, filling out the largest arena we've seen. So it's kind of been like, okay, that's nuts. You're filling out baseball field, like
Yeah.
baseball stadiums.
Yeah,
That's
it was
insane.
like Steve Martin made a big jump.
Sure.
for those theaters, because comics weren't doing theaters, and then all 80s, it was all theater spots with applause breaks and fucking smushing watermelons.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, Eddie Murphy had where did he do Delirious?
Oh,
Like that was a
yeah.
huge
Yeah.
venue.
Yeah, that was.
That was in between. Like that might have been like an amphitheater. It wasn't an amphitheater,
Yeah, but it wasn't
it was
100,000 seats. Or
Yeah,
anything
well,
crazy, like
it
the
was
Rose
between a
Bowl.
theater and an arena. So
The biggest ones I can think of that in terms of like the venues and stuff like that, right? Regan, like I'm just over the history, right? Yeah, of course. Eddie Murphy, Pryor, Robin,
Madison Square Garden.
right?
Yeah.
Robin,
Just done those.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
an arena.
Who else would be? Yeah, of course, Kevin Hart. And I'm trying to think who else is like swinging in that weight class.
Dice Man.
Oh, of course, when he popped
Yeah.
weird.
And Dane Cook.
Dane Cook?
Dane, of course.
dude,
That's right,
Dane
right,
Cook
right,
did a
right.
fucking genius.
I love Dane Cook.
I don't know if you know this. You know how he lost all his money?
No.
And his brother.
His brother was like his manager, and like after years and years of success, like, you know what? I just want to take it somewhere else. His he was penniless. His brother had taken, stolen, and spent all of his fucking money. He
Holy
put his brother
shit.
in prison. Not only that, but he lost both his parents like a year before he found this
Right.
out.
They died, right? I
Yeah.
forgot
So
about
he
that.
did the genius thing when he wanted to do like his comeback. He instead of working with a promoter, he personally was renting out arenas himself.
Right.
And you know, taking all the risk, getting all the reward, and he made it all back.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
to have to do it fucking twice.
He's
is
so good.
Crazy.
I hate when people say that, like, oh, Dane Cook, he's the worst. I'm like, no, he's not. It's the same thing I hear when people say, like, you know what? Jerry Seinfeld, I'm not impressed. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to think it's funny, but you can't deny the sheer, like, effect he's had on comedy in general.
When I think of Dane Cook, I immediately think of Napoleon Dynamite, and there's a specific reason for that. Is I personally did not care for Napoleon Dynamite, but it's just not for me. But the fact that everybody else loved it so fucking hard made me hate it.
Okay.
And that was very much Dane Cook. If you weren't 100% on, you were surrounded by people who thought he was like the second coming of spiky hair
I
Jesus.
loved it.
Yeah.
I bought both of his albums. I'm sure he has more now, but
No, yeah, I had all this stuff. I think also because he got like for some reason he got co-opted, or I guess it's just that time period, right? Because there was that weird section where he became the bros bro, right? Like it was that thing of like he also then got saddled with apparently this thing of like, yeah, no, he's the bro because I think he did
it was
colleges
all
so
suits and
much.
ties
he
and
did.
blazers and
He
stuff.
got-
before
And
that.
well, I'll
Yeah.
also say, yeah, he might have been part of the first wave of like the bro blowback, the broback, if you will.
Right.
Where people were pushing back against like, fuck this Maxim Spike TV Dane Cook culture.
Right, yeah. When people started, I just felt like just where he hit. I think if he were maybe to come either a little later, he would have been, I think, still as big, but it maybe wouldn't have that weird niche where people were just like, oh, you know, it's a bro comic, and you just, you know, I don't know why people
He had
kind
so
of got
much
that
energy, dude.
Yeah.
It's from doing all those college gigs and having to
Right.
win over fucking terrible crowds
Sure.
that don't understand comedy. Even
Right.
everyone's like, his jokes aren't witty. It's like he wasn't doing comedy to witty people.
Right.
He had to plot. He had to appeal to every person.
Yeah. I had all the stuff too. Yeah, I 100% had all the Dane Cooks. I just thought it was funny. I don't know why. I don't know why people got that. Even when I was a goth, I was still also listening to just like all.
Hold up, you were a goth?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Uh-uh.
it's
Oh
goth,
man,
dude.
do you have any pictures?
No. Weirdly enough.
Jesse, were you ever a juggalo, or did you ever?
No.
No, he never went that far. He was too hooked on.
I actually gave it a try. I just don't like hip hop. And I remember my stupid fucking dad once. I was like 16. He just called me randomly and like, there's a documentary on Insane Clown Posse on PBS. Like, and? I thought they were like right up your alley. Like, no. Like my dad was disappointed I was not more trash.
There was a
than
reason I
already was.
asked. I was like, he maybe, because I knew you grew up in Jersey, maybe that
Yeah.
area.
No, I'll be honest. I respect Insane Clown Posse. I even like their fans, just because like it's Insane Clown Posse fans are like they are the kids that were bullied, and
Yeah.
They're the kids bullied by the bullies.
yes, they were the kids that were bullied, but they weren't smart enough to
Or no,
like
no,
go
sorry.
to college and get good jobs after.
I'm an idiot.
They
also.
just live in shit.
They were the kids bullied by the like the dweebs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were the kids bullied by
Anytime
like,
you
the middle.
put full face makeup on, you're asking for a little bit of ostracism.
Yeah. I think
I'm all
they
about full
liked it.
face makeup. I love it.
Yeah.
he loves it. I just said that last night to Bernie
makes
Johan.
sense.
Johan, sorry. Some people pronounce it Johan. I say Johan. I was just like, yeah, him and Mike Fox, both of you guys. If you don't know Mike Fox, another Jersey
Oh,
comic,
yeah,
it seems
the
like you
clown.
guys will 100% go to face. Like, anytime I can get black eye makeup around my eyes
Yep.
and just feel a little metal inside me, I love it. I was like, yeah, that's their first go-to. Those two.
I've already thought ahead. Like, if I do make a comedy album one day, I did have the thought of like corpse paint with like a clown nose.
Right. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
That's an awesome cover, dude.
It's not bad. I definitely don't mind it. It depends
don't
on the
know.
picture. Yeah, it depends on how you frame it.
Especially for
Plus,
that group.
my hair will be pretty long by then.
I don't want it. Let me put it this way. I don't want it in my visual brain. I definitely don't
Yeah.
want it to be like either you being hard
Yeah.
or anything like that.
No,
That
You know
was
what I
hilarious
want?
in my
I
mind.
want a side, like either a 45 or a side profile.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of just you plain faced like that, and just like clown makeup or goth makeup or what? Yeah, what do you call it? Sorry,
Corpse paint.
Corpse paint, right? Corpse paint. That way, but the 45 might help. But maybe just like like poised like that, just like
Yeah, like
looking
an
off
Alfred
that way.
Hitchcock
Yeah.
angle.
Well, no, because it will be reminiscent of you get to do all the childhood stuff. Like in terms of your bits, it might be like it's like a school photo kind of feel.
Oh, okay.
But then
Okay,
it's
okay.
you with with a clown nose, and I think that works
man.
so perfectly. Did I just come up with that? 100% I
You might
did,
have.
and I'm amazing, and we should do that. And I love everybody.
I mean, it feels like the big thing now is like a lot of local comics are recording albums. It's like, fuck. I mean, why not? When you think
because
about it?
it's just so flooded, I'm not surprised.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean.
And
So
not
they're-
only that, but the distribution is so fucking easy nowadays.
Yes, of
we're
course.
not talking physical copies or anything.
Right.
Like we had Danny Getz on last week,
Right.
and he runs with Silas, the Wasted Robot Records, and
Right,
they're
right,
recording Che Guerrero coming up. Or listen to last week's
Yeah.
episode and get that fucking date.
Yeah.
I believe it was July 24th. But yeah, a punchline.
Guest of the podcast before. It's so good.
That's right. So, what's your childhood like? Are you a happy kid? Are you a sad kid?
I'm
Are
like
your
the-
parents strict?
I'm like the adult kid. Like they're warring with each other, so I just kind of have to like figure my own shit out.
And you were also the
out
oldest,
the hate.
right?
Yeah, are they all younger sisters that you end up getting
so
later?
all my stepsisters are older than me, from 1 year to about 8 years.
Okay.
And then I have my half sister, who is 11 years younger than me.
Oh wow.
So I'm the youngest and the only of my parents.
Okay.
So I'm the only one. They all live at those houses full time, and I'm the only one pinging back and forth.
Oh, so that's
got you.
weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
You could say I was unstable. I was a traveler. I was never like home.
Okay, I got
So
you.
that's why I don't mind traveling and like going places. It's one of the reasons I got in the military. I'm like, well, might as well see the fucking world, dude.
All
Right.
right. I had no idea you were in the military, so tell us all about that now.
Oh.
Although now that you say it, I can see it entirely. Yeah.
Personality wise, or just to have a military
Just
face?
looking at your fat fucking head.
Oh yeah, dude. We all fat up and beard up after we get out. It's fun.
Except for Mike Fox, he gets skinnier and his hair starts falling out.
Yeah.
I feel like that's another.
Man, that joke will be good for like the 10 people that are going to listen to this that know who Mike Fox is.
It
dude.
would have been great if he showed up when he was supposed to last
It
fucking
would be,
week,
dude.
and there'd be plenty of context.
Dead to me.
Yeah.
Just about. You're a piece of shit.
Oh,
I just want to get that in.
I hope this is a running joke
26,
forever.
24.
All right,
26,
perfect.
24. I wanted to come with an early one. I didn't want to wait.
We're time stamping every time at a podcast that he calls me a piece of shit.
Eventually,
Nice.
it builds.
That'll make a great
it builds to
supercut.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the sisters are older except one.
Yeah, they're all older. I started my life pretty much getting like beaten up like lightly by girls. So
Right, because
I suffered ego death way before.
That
Most people do.
must have led to a fetish. or
That'll
two.
do it.
Oh, so when I was working for the porn company, I had to do articles on fetishes, like, figuring them out. And there's one, it's like, not specifically Amazon, but it's like strong women and getting picked up.
okay, yeah.
When I interviewed a bunch of people who were really, really into this, the one thing they all had in common is they had older sisters who would beat them up.
Oh, I don't really love Amazon women, but they're okay. They're cool.
You sure? You can't imagine a fucking muscly woman wrapping her thighs around your head and squeezing?
Nah, that's not my thing. I don't like women that are a little bit too muscular.
What if
I
your
like a
girlfriend
soft
was
woman.
wearing a muscle suit and you just fake met at an Applebee's?
I would laugh so hard, and I wouldn't be able to get it up. I promise you that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, wait, what made you join the military?
My dad was in the military, and his dad was in the military. So it was.
So
that
you didn't
thing of,
learn
like,
from your parents' mistakes. Okay.
Yeah, it was like being a man. Like I will respect you once you do that. And I was like, I wasn't heavy. I wasn't as heavy as I am now, but I was like a little bit doughy, you know. And I was like, oh, this will make me stronger and fit and good looking, maybe. And I'll have a job, which is always good as a younger guy. And I'll be able to like see the world, get free college. Like there really wasn't a downside other than like, well, you could get killed. And I'm like, well, then I just will cease to exist and it'll be fine. So yeah.
So what did you see on your, like, where'd you go?
Did you do your full? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I did my full time.
You do your full time.
Yeah, so originally I was supposed to be a ground crypto linguist.
Okay.
Which is basically like a foreign language code breaker.
Right.
This is all public information. I'm not fucking saying anything, that you can't look up online. But
Tell us stuff you don't. You're not supposed to.
Hold on, let me put my
maybe offcast.
let me put my friend Kim on speaker.
But I mostly saw just weird parts of the country. Like I was supposed to go to Germany, and when I had my stuff all packed up and I was going to get my tickets, they were like, "Oh, you've been diverted to Altus, Oklahoma." And I was like, "Oh, okay, so that just means instead of Baltimore, I'm going to fly out of Oklahoma." That's a weird way to route me, but sure.
No, like you're gonna live there.
Yeah, and I didn't talk to anyone for the whole rest of the day.
Yeah, I guess not.
I was so ready to go to Germany and see all the castles and take Ryanair to fucking Ireland,
Yeah. Nope, and enjoy fields forever.
Yeah, well, that's basically what it was, man. It was I was in a town of 18,000 people, and the big thing in town was Walmart. It was a 24-hour Walmart. People were meeting their spouses there, getting engaged there, taking pictures there.
Oh, my people.
Dude,
So-
That's how you got to do it, man.
I drove cross country once, and Oklahoma was by far the worst place on the entire trip. Everybody was ugly and mean, and
Yeah.
it was like 117 degrees.
Oh, yeah. My first summer there, it hit 122 degrees. Now look at me. I'm a fair-skinned boy.
Yeah.
They don't know
So-
what you look like. He is a fair skinned boy.
Yeah.
Just for our listeners.
So I see
Don't
the...
chew into the microphone. Yeah, please.
that out.
Thank you.
So I'm walking out. I'm hungover. This is after a night of heavy drinking, like military folk do. Anyway, I'm fucking way hungover. I'm sweating already. I get out of the door and I start walking to the pool. I'm like, I'll make it there and that'll cool me off and I'll be fine. I look up at the sign that shows the temperature, 122 degrees. Wow. I started getting dizzy. Now, military bases on the weekends empty out. Empty out fast. Everyone's trying to get anywhere but in the middle of Oklahoma.
Right.
Trying to go to Dallas, wherever. So it was just me walking to this poorly attended pool. There's no one. I could shout forever, and there's jet engines, so you wouldn't hear it. So I started to get dizzy. I thought, oh, my God, this is how I die. Like, I'm going to pass out here on the way to the pool in 122 degrees because I was too white or too
In
from the East Coast.
Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma. I die in Oklahoma. And without a nickname even, Like, I'm not the kid. I'm not, like,
Right.
Three-Eyed Willie or whatever the fuck.
Anybody who gets executed should be buried in Oklahoma as extra punishment.
Oh, man. It's rough. A lot of it's Indian burial grounds, though, so you got to be careful.
Johnny White Pants.
There you go.
Yeah, sometimes dead is better.
Shit. Okay, well, what do you like as a teenager? Are you like a particularly popular kid? Are you like a mopey teenager? I could see that. I could see a little bit of that in you, maybe.
Yeah, definitely a little bit. I mean, I was sad about my parents and my general situation, but
Okay,
what
well,
teenager
see,
is
I had no problem with that because I was just so used to my parents being apart, and I was close with all the families that it never
Yeah.
really bothered me.
They just hated on each other a lot, and it made
That'll do
things hard.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But in about 7th grade, I started to realize that I could like be more popular by making people laugh.
Okay.
And my best way to make people laugh was to make fun of this kid in our class mercilessly.
What was his name?
I can't say it.
Say it.
I can't
Even
say
the
it.
first
Our,
name?
ours was Tyler Cooney.
I'll say Rob.
He
Rob.
killed his cat.
Oh, shit.
We said he killed his cat
Yeah.
until he freaked out about
Oh my
us killing
god.
his cat.
Did he really kill his cat? No, you just made it up, right? That was even
Yeah,
the
no,
worst part.
we just made it up, but it was like it's a funny thing we
So
would
you
do
made
to
this
everyone.
up about him?
Yeah,
Yes.
they just made up bullshit and
Yeah.
just was like, and then he
You're
got
the
mad.
ones. I never ran into a fucking rumor starter
Right,
before.
right.
Now I fucking met one.
But
Finally.
it was no, you know what was is we would make up stupid rumors about everyone, and it would usually lead to like a fun nickname, and it was fine.
Okay.
But then this one weird autistic kid got so angry about it that of course it's like, oh fuck yeah, we're
he's
of
been-
course we're going with this.
He's been petting cats the opposite way they're meant to be pet for most of his life.
Oh god.
He's probably like, no, they said I'm not supposed to do that. I didn't kill it.
You want to go watch wrestling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Oh.
The story of Hodor. So it's all I'm picturing when you're just like met like that kid just being like upset. I just picture Hodor from Game of Thrones. It's always fun. When you're but you're someone who's making fun of this kid, and you're being
yeah.
that douchebag because you think you're
yeah.
this is like, ooh, girls like it.
Yeah,
And
then it just starts feeling mean, so I stop.
Does it?
Yeah.
You know,
I stop.
bullying, we all
and
loved it.
all my 8th grade friends that I made being a 7th grader had graduated, so I had no more clout. Now I was the 8th grader, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to chill and be me. So what I did was, instead of doing homework every night, I would go home and watch these like art house films. Like, did you ever watch any of like the View Askew catalog, Kevin Smith's like indie movies?
Oh, yeah.
There's one called A Better Place. If you get a chance to see it, it's so good.
Okay.
But I would watch that, and I'd watch it with the director's commentary, and then like the director's cut after that. So when I would go into school the next day, my teacher would be like, "Where's your homework? Why didn't you do it?" I'm like, "I watched a movie," and she's like, "Oh, this fucking kid's retarded." And then she's like, "Well, you watched a movie for 9 hours while you're awake?" And I was like, "No, I watched the director's cut and then the director's commentary." And then that started up again, making people laugh. And I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'm going to be a slacker from now on. So I went into high school pretty much with that mentality. And then I joined choir and drama because one girl heard me sing and like grabbed me and pulled me into the choir room. And I was like, not this again, dude.
That's right.
I
You
live
sing
for
great.
this. Thanks, man. Same.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got to hear you do some karaoke.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
On the night I fell in love, only to have
Yeah.
it fucking broken.
Some country
Lauren,
karaoke.
call me.
Please call him. You're so sweet. If not,
God,
just to
please.
come hang out with us again. You know,
So
you come hang
weak.
out with us. We could as friends.
Please don't. Please don't. Nah, I'm seeing a new girl. I'm better than you. I miss you so much.
okay, this is getting desperate. This is a fucking problem.
So anyway, I joined the choir and drama, and I'm doing plays and shit, and it's all good, dude.
Ooh, what's your favorite role you've done in a play?
Oh, I was there's two, man. It's tied.
Okay.
I was the Music Man in the Music Man.
Okay.
And
Wait, is that the one that was 76?
Harold Hill?
trombones and-
Yeah, and you got trouble, my friend. Right here,
Yeah.
I said trouble. Yeah. So is that one, and then I did this like small off Broadway one called The Fantastics,
Okay.
and it's only like 5 people, but basically I'm this like Spanish Lothario named El Gallo, which means the cock or the rooster. And I have to like these parents hire me to
Wait. This being early 2000s, please tell me you had to put on some kind of like body dirt.
dude. No, I didn't. Here's what I did.
Oh, I wish they browned you up and put like a
They
pencil
did.
thin
I mean, they
mustache on you.
bronzed me up. Yeah.
Okay.
And my hair was slicked back, and I had a fucking cravat, like you know those like a bandana, like a red bandana
Right.
popping out, yeah, it was pretty dope. Anyway, the plot of this thing was the parents hire this like thief, they call them, to steal the one guy's daughter. So the other kid has to go save her, and they fall in love, so they can still be friends and like stay in the family. And it's all this convoluted thing. So then this guy like whisks her off to Europe, and then like they see and do things, and he leaves her for dead. And then the kids back here are like banging hookers and doing blow and like staying out too late and ruining his body. And they both come back like battered and beaten, and they kind of re-fall in love again.
Varied. I've never even.
Yeah,
Pretty
Fantastic.
good, dude. I didn't even do it justice. I probably missed some good stuff, but yeah, it's good.
Okay, so were you the thief? You were the
I
quote
was the
unquote
thief. Yeah, I was just like the scumbag guy that came and. Like,
So they
swept her
knew
off her
they
feet.
had your number early
Mr.
on.
Steal
They
Your
knew
Girl.
they were like, yeah, this guy's a scumbag.
Well, you're also kind of the narrator too, so you're the one telling the story. So you really don't even know if this is just some dude that's bragging about some shit that didn't happen. You know?
Not the unreliable narrator. I always like that in
Yeah,
literature.
I know they use it so well here too.
It was Brothers Karamazov. Yeah, the only role I remembered playing that I really liked, I played Demetrius in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Yes, it was very good. Okay, well,
I
this is
couldn't sing, so they didn't. Wasn't allowed in. Wasn't allowed in.
which is funny because with a voice like that, you would
Yeah.
think you would have some like
Can't believe you were
always-
some control over it. Where's some
Guys, listen, it wasn't always like this. You know what I mean?
guys? This is a baritone
Yeah,
Louise
man.
right now.
If you're listening to this, we're all squinting our eyes. I think.
Yeah.
Like what?
All right, now everybody do their sex and radio voice going around. Hey, this is.
Well, which
Jason
one?
here.
Which one do you want to do?
Whichever
Just like
one you
this?
think is the
Just
sexiest and the
lower and
suavest.
smoother.
Tom,
Hey,
throw
everybody.
something in
How
there.
you
Let's
doing?
hear it.
Hey, you're listening to the Magical Misery Tour.
Ooh.
Let me give my best. You're listening to the Magic Misery Tour. Well, I want to go. I want to go. You're listening to the Magic Misery Tour. Like
Okay.
that's what I kind of want to do.
Old-timey.
Yeah. But I don't know if I was trying to be sexy. Like, hey, that's it. I'd have to do it.
You already break in the middle of trying to
I'd
be
have to do
sexy.
a hey first. I forgot to tell you guys that part. Hey, it's the Magic Misery Tour. That would be it.
That was very Dane Cook.
It was. Was
yeah,
it?
Yeah, I felt
Yeah, I
that.
can hear it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't mean to. I didn't even sense that in my soul. Okay.
That's what we got
Cool.
friends for.
This is Jesse Dram, and you're listening to the Magical Misery
Ooh,
Tour.
it's mouthy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of mouth. I
There's a
love
lot of
it.
crackle in the
Almost-
throat.
It's almost
of-
all
Yeah.
vocal fry.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a new thing I forgot to tune. Yeah, that was. Okay, stop. That is. We are also listening to this. I forgot to say that was. Despite a Valley Girl, as a guy who grew up like doing Valley Girl for fun, like messing around. I forgot about vocal fry like that. That count by saying where it eyes. And I always loved doing that. That was the only time I got like laughs, bringing it back to like laughs or like people. Like, it was like me always doing that terrible, like, guys, stop. Like that was just like flipping like that in a class and like messing around. And then it's like, he's funny at least.
Well, I do feel like a lot of joking as a kid is literally just doing like famous voices.
Right.
Like Austin Powers was fucking big one. It's funny to go back and watch like The Spy Who Shagged Me. It's like, oh, I haven't thought of this for years, but I'm pretty sure this was like our predominant language in 7th grade.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get in my belly. I don't
So
do that
old.
well.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
back
terrible.
ribs. I still hear to this day.
Very true.
So when's your first love? You a little lover boy?
Speaking of
Oh, my first love.
speaking of the spy who shagged me,
I don't
what was
know,
a-
man. That's tough.
first girlfriend.
Ooh,
Forget love.
dude, I didn't
Throw
like,
love out the door.
I didn't even do girlfriends for a long time. Honestly, I had a weird experience. I got invited to senior prom when I was a freshman.
Oh fuck yeah, big dick
Yeah,
move.
it
Big
was
dick
a
move.
girl from drama. So
course.
getting on those plays.
Don't
But,
chew into the microphone.
All right, no more of them. All right, so I got invited there, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a tuxedo. I don't know what I'm
What?
supposed to do even.
Show up in gym shorts.
mean
this
you don't
poor
have
old
a
No.
tuxedo?
Eventually, I got one.
Oh, okay.
I talked to my buddy. Who
Oh, well, that's even weird because now you're like, oh, well, I didn't have a tuxedo just in my closet.
Yeah, no, I didn't have. I didn't even know what I had. I didn't know I had to rent anything. So I asked my buddy. I didn't have much money. I was 14. I was like, hey man, I got to go to this thing, and do you know somewhere I could like rent a tuxedo? He's like, dude, I'm in jazz band. I have a tuxedo in my closet right now. So we're in the middle of Latin class talking about this to give you an idea of what kind of winner I was.
Yeah, dude.
I was a big nerd, and he lent me his like jazz band tuxedo. So I went in that. No one's the wiser. It doesn't fit me.
Feel like walking in feels
baggy.
like walking in. I feel like you were like I feel like James Bond.
Yeah.
but you look like Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah,
like, you look
yeah.
like
It wasn't that bad, dude. I cut a fucking nice, sexy angle, you know.
Okay.
But yeah. So we get towards the end of the thing, and she's trying to move things along the evening. So we're on the dance floor, dancing with each other, and I haven't danced with a lot of women in my life, even at this point. And so she's a lot shorter than me. She's an Asian, and she started like pulling down on my neck to like try and kiss me, and I'm like fighting a little bit because I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want to kiss bad in front of everyone. And I had little to no experience. So finally we start making out, and it's sloppy and gross.
that's a lot of pressure.
Just like you would expect a fucking freshman in high school to do.
Damn.
And but we're still getting it. And she's like, hey, did you bring a condom?
Oh, shit.
We're on the dance floor, and I'm like, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. This is a tuxedo from jazz band. So she pulls my head down again, and I go in like my tongue. She's like, put that tongue away.
Oh no.
Grabs me and goes into my ear. I'm like, is she gonna lick my ear? Is she gonna get my ear
on the
pregnant? Is
dance
that how this
floor?
works?
What
Yeah.
the fuck is
Dude,
happening?
it was raunchy. And she pulled my ear down, and she whispers in. She goes, "There's places you can put it where we don't need a condom." That broke my brain. My
Yeah.
14-year-old brain. It broke it, dude. I was like,
What is your 14-year-old dick doing through all this? All of a
Oh,
sudden,
man, it
those
was
pants are fitting a little
confused.
tighter.
Yeah.
Confused.
Oh man.
Poking through your cummerbund.
What does she mean?
Yeah.
like, it's like, what does that
Like
mean?
legitimately, also, what does she mean though? Which is
Armpits.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna loop up my armpits.
Yeah.
So you can go in
It was a Catholic school, so you never know. It's weird.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
This isn't. I mean,
weird
people
stuff.
think it's like a myth. Some people think that
Like you
lived
can't
on.
put it in there.
Right. No. Well, some people think that lived on the internet. That actually does have. They were just like, no, it wasn't a bunch of girls who like took chastity, and then they were like, no, but I mean vagina, but they're gonna all do it in their butts. Like people are like, that's a myth. No.
It happens.
That actually does
Yeah.
happen. I'm not saying it's like prevalent. I'm just saying.
Don't
like,
Mormons
yeah.
do this weird thing where they like call it soaking?
Soaking.
I've talked
Yeah.
about this
You
before.
just
yeah.
stick it in and
Steeping
let
or
it be.
soaking.
Isn't
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sticking it in part of sex? Like, how can you be like
Yes.
that's not sex?
It's
It 100% is. It's all about intent, is what they say. The sin is intent, whereas if you are just
So
inside
you're
and
intending
no
to
one
get her pregnant.
Yeah, no, it's
Like,
no.
like you might not shoot off the first time your rocket hits.
Right.
Fucking. Come on.
A lot of them have to, but then they have this is a thing that I've heard that has come about because of that. Is called your jumpers. So typically this is what Mormon teens would do, is that you'd have like your jumpers, and this would be another guy or girl. Somebody would come in.
Oh God!
You would steep, and then they would get on the edge of the bed,
and shake
they
it.
would jump up and down. Because then
'Cause
remember,
they're not
you're
moving.
not moving. But we're making the bed move,
Like,
which feels better.
What is it with Christians?
How stupid do they think God
I
is?
understand.
Just
They
fuck.
think God is
I
so
understand
dumb.
not wanting your teens to fuck, but at the same time, it's like fish gonna swim.
Yeah, baby. Fish gotta swim, baby.
Nobody has figured this out yet, and it's been what, all of human history. Like, don't teach them about abstinence. Like, I think that's the thing they said. The places that only teach abstinence, like, they just don't know what condoms are.
Yeah.
Which I feel that blows my mind, because I remember growing up MTV, like, it was always just talking about condoms.
True.
I didn't know what the fuck it was used for, but it's safe.
In Philly, they give condoms when you're 11. They start giving out condoms in like health class and shit.
There you go. Yeah, let them fuck around with them, make a few balloons. Girls go, ew.
That's why we got to get these creationists, and we got to take on their stuff, dude. I want that. I want creationists to take over education, man. They don't even believe in condoms.
No.
They don't.
Wait,
don't look at me like they
don't
don't
believe
believe
in them in practice, or don't believe them in the way
They don't believe they exist.
They don't believe in them as
Yeah.
like dinosaurs.
They
Okay.
don't. They don't believe that they even exist. Dude.
Do you guys think dinosaurs are real?
I think they were real and they had feathers.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Yeah, we taxonomy. We're good. We got the fossil record. It's all there.
All right.
You
Cool,
know what I mean?
cool.
In my opinion,
I believe the first one was found
one opinion.
near my hometown in Deptford, New Jersey.
that is true.
Yeah. Also, the first
Glossodon.
first hot air balloon.
Oh,
In the
look at
United
you. We
States.
got off on stupid tangents again. I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
This
my
is
fault.
weird. Okay.
Well, we were going off of like the
we haven't found
the
any
relationship
misery yet.
stuff.
We've been digging.
Well, I'm gonna say like, how did it?
Tell me
break-
what makes you sad,
Oh,
stupid.
sorry,
No,
I forgot.
no, don't do it like that.
Also, okay, I can say this about.
Oh wait, no.
relationships.
Did you end up fucking that girl? Because I'm very curious.
No, I didn't.
No,
I
that's
didn't.
why
I was
we all
horrified,
interrupted that. So
terrified.
what happened after that? So I can't.
Basically, I was like, all right, good night.
yeah, trying to fuck a
I'm
freshman.
gonna go
like
home. Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
was a
you
tall
just-
freshman, dude. I was broad.
Okay.
Yeah. I look basically the
Like
same.
you said,
only
tall and broad, like and broad, or just
no,
I was
like,
a tall freshman. I was
fucking
broad.
nice. My shoulders were broader.
Okay.
You know, I was starting to fill out a little bit, and and she was
Senior trying to be
smaller
like,
than
"Yo, get in this butt," and you're
Get
just
in
like,
this butt, dude.
"Sorry."
Get in this butt.
If
Booty
I-
juice.
Booty juice.
If I never banged that girl, I would still be obsessing over it today. Like, why did I not? Did you
I kept-
ever?
No, I never did. But I'll say I did keep her picture in my fucking wallet. My you know how they give those like blank laminate
jerk.
picture pages. I had her in there for like a long time. Like it's almost. I was like 20.
Wow.
Before I took it out. Yeah, I was like 6 years.
But I'm very surprised at someone who was that cavalier and kind of reaching out to you and doing that kind of stuff and wanting that. Maybe she just wanted it that night. She was just trying to get a little bit. But then
know,
for her not to come, like I guess it's our graduation, but for her not to try to hit you up, because then it's like, what? She's a freshman
She
in
was old
college.
school, dude.
And you
She's-
come in, yeah.
She's like the man brings the condom.
Yeah, there you go.
How did you not buy a condom as a
Dude,
freshman at one
I didn't
point?
know
Somebody always
what
gets their
the-
hand on a
Nah,
condom you
dude.
keep in your wallet like
I
an
went to
idiot.
Catholic school.
I did too. I went to Catholic school, but
It wouldn't have helped, dude. I would have got her pregnant that night through her butt
In the
somehow. It would have been
butt.
like leakage. Would have been
nah,
bad.
that you only
Just
do
would've
that.
Dug a Viet Cong tunnel to her
I
uterus.
haven't told this story. I've told this story one other time, but never on a podcast. The sad side of love.
Hold on, Neil's still laughing at my
Okay.
awesome joke.
I'm not laughing anymore. Sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm sorry.
That's all good. But I met this girl on New Year's, and
I hate fucking
Yeah.
New Year's pressure shit, dude.
so I slide up with
Becky.
a couple of buddies, and I go off, and I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to this girl. And I'm like, what are you gonna say? I'm like, I'm gonna go tell her that my name is Tom and I slay dragons. And he's
Love
like,
it.
dude, go for it.
Yeah,
I want
right.
to see what the fuck is that. I'm like, yeah, I'm just having fun too.
She's a Becky.
So I go up and I sit next to her, and I don't say anything for like 2 seconds. Then she's like, hi. And I'm like, oh, hi. My name's Tom, and I slay dragons. And I just keep the shake going a little bit too long. And I let her hand go, and I don't break eye contact. And then I just turn my chair like nothing happened at all. and I stick in the pocket, and she's so her mind. You could tell her mind reset when I did that, and she thought for a second, whispered to her friend real quick, and then turned to me and said, "Hey Tom, do you want to do a shot with us?"
Boom.
Got her number that night.
Scoosh.
Nice.
Now the girl I'm going to talk about was not that girl. She was observing.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
Saw it.
No.
Saw the fucking
started-
master
you
at
started-
You
work.
did not
Started
get
a-
bystander pussy.
Started
a bidding
the
war.
master at work. And then we were talking about it the next day, and I was talking with another girl that was just in the bar, dude. I don't know what I had, what kind of juice I had in my early 20s, dude, but I was just going for it. Started talking to the bartender's sister, who was even hotter than the bartender, and we're hitting it off, and I get her number, and we start setting a date. So this girl that was the bystander last night, the night before, too, that's with our friend group, interrupts and like, yeah, well, I like this, and I'm this way, and just starts telling me about herself. So we start hooking up shortly thereafter.
Right.
And
Well, now if they know each other by an extent, that means that they caught wind and didn't hook up with you.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's the weird
communications
thing.
kind of went dead after that.
Yeah, it's always that weird phenomenon that happens when if they know each other just a little bit, all of a
You gotta
sudden it's just
choose.
you have to choose, and it's such a weird thing of like yes, no, just
Sometimes you
like,
choose the wrong one, and it's your girlfriend, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
take the wrong.
that's
But,
always weird.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna skip through a lot of this because it's a long one. But basically, I moved in with her shortly thereafter.
Jesus Christ, Tom.
Yeah, I was moving quick
Take a moment.
because I had just enlisted in the Air Force. So I was on like a 6-month waiting list till I ship out. So I spent probably like 4 months living with her. Got into the Air Force. Got a message on Facebook that said, "Hey, just want to let you know, bud, that your girlfriend's been jerking guys off and blowing dudes at the bar. Don't want to see a young military guy catch something."
Shit.
So I go see her. Everything's hunky-dory. We're fucking, after you see someone for a long time.
Is that what she
like
named each of her hands? Hunky and Dory?
So, so I wind up taking her out when I get back, and then I drop her off, and she's at a new house, and this guy comes out, and he's looking really mad dogging me almost, just being quiet though. And it turns out I had dropped her off at her boyfriend's house, and he came and met him. And then the really crazy thing is, apparently her and her boyfriend that she lived with there had been going out since before me and her even met. So the whole time I was living with her, every like week or two or like so often, like they almost didn't see each other a whole lot, but she would sneak off to be with him for like a night.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So then I caught wind of all this, and I was like, "We're not gonna work. Like, sorry, this is just too fucking much. You're trash." And so I broke up with her for like 3 months straight. She kept contacting me. I was like, "We're done. I don't know how else to explain this to you. We're finished." She added every one of my family and friends on my Facebook friends list. She probably has like 35 mutual friends with me right now still. And then,
Damn.
yeah. And then she,
This is calculating.
yeah. And then she moved out to Oklahoma where I was
Oh,
stationed,
Jesus fucking Christ.
got a job in a neighboring town, set up like a house, she lived there.
Member of the CIA? What are you?
Yeah. This was after 3 months of zero contact. I cut her off completely. I was like, "You're too crazy. I'm not responding to you."
All the time. Yeah, okay.
So get this. She bumps into me and a couple of my friends at a bar in Oklahoma and goes off on me, tells me how we were supposed to be in love and she moved out here for me. My buddy sees all this and goes, "Hey, dude, if you don't want her, she's kind of cute. Do you mind if I kind of get up in there?" And I was like, "Dude, you saw all that and you still want to mess with her?
I
Go
understand.
right ahead."
I understand.
I don't.
So
That's
because you like a little crazy? Is that?
I like too much crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, manic pixie.
So anyway, she used my buddy who was also in the Air Force to get access to the base and run into me again onto my base with my new girlfriend. Literally ran into, like the door opened and they ran into each other in our like living
on.
area.
What
Like,
sitcom is this?
I know it was sitcom-y, but it was not funny to me.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
So she, and then eventually after she realized that she couldn't,
Oh,
I
okay.
wasn't gonna. I was like, "No, you're crazy person."
You're a crazy person, right?
She moved off to like Arizona, like stayed with another guy for 2 years, and then moved back here.
I was gonna say because it's so strange that to be having sex with another guy and then all of a sudden become the stalker for her side piece, or vice versa, whatever side piece is what side piece. But like for that girl to like be like, yeah, and then become obsessed
Dude, you
over
should
one
see
or the other.
explicit fucking messages she sends me, like still every once in a
Still?
My
Yeah.
understanding of
like how you
situations like
curled
that.
my toes and all this crazy shit, dude.
My understanding of situations like this is you have a lot of narcissism. Like they kind of get off on pulling
Being
one
able to
over
juggle,
on everyone
right.
around them.
Yeah.
But when they have the tables turned against them, it's
Right.
like no, it's like you need to get your win back.
It's it's like a jab against their whole
Yeah.
ego.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
So,
Good
there's a
job,
lot.
Dr. Jess.
Thank you.
That was pretty good. That was
Jesse
good
Dram, smart
psychoanalysis.
as fuck, two-headed black eagle on the Albanian flag. All right.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. Bless your heart. I can't believe you still. To this day, I cannot believe you remembered like what the Albanian flag looked like. He just called that out of his brain. He was like, yeah, black
That's
black.
incredible.
And you and
I was like,
Rachel
what?
are like, what? Like, yeah, look it up.
That's insane.
He said it in a way where I trust it too. Like I don't need to look it up. I knew in his eyes he was like this.
Somebody specifically said they listened to that episode and they thought I was insufferable when I said like I was smart as fuck because of that. Like, yeah, no more flags. What
Yeah,
up?
That was so weird. It's such a strange call to knowledge. Okay, so that's that experience as a freshman in high school. Well, no, I'm sorry. So I'm thinking back before, but like all that building to this crazy lady who's nuts and finally gave up and moved to
Yeah.
Arizona and then back here.
My mid-20s,
She
just a lot of
still
dating.
sends you fucking messages.
I probably got one about 6 months ago.
Would you be able to search your phone real quick and pull up?
He might not want
I don't want to read them out
because he's got a
loud.
girl. He's had a girl for a long time now, and that'd be weird.
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
I got
okay.
you. I figured you weren't gonna be down for it.
Off cast though. I'll pull them up.
Okay. Cool.
Gotcha. Just because that stalkers and stuff like that. to
It's a
me.
lot, dude.
You
It's
ever-
a book. I could actually publish a.
Was this particularly distressing to you, or was it more of an annoyance?
Be a little weirded out.
There were a lot of emotions to
Like,
it.
were you waiting for a love knife around the corner?
Yeah, I was a little bit scared. I almost
Okay.
got a restraining order, but then I thought, no, like even the tough guy in me came out. Like I could take her if she. But but there was also a part of it that I didn't expect, where like I was annoyed and I wanted to go, and she was causing a lot of problems. But to have someone want you that badly too,
Flattering.
it's like it's a flattering thing. And but I'd be okay. Like I just didn't expect that emotion. You know, I didn't feel that was like maybe 2% of it, but that was definitely there. Where it's like I'm creeped out. I feel like this person might kill me, but also like it's nice to have someone
Kinda
want
hot.
you.
yeah.
It is very strange.
Have you ever had a girl obsess over you, Neil? I don't think I've ever had one.
No. I did not have a period in which like what Tom is reciting. That never happened to me. That's never been.
I feel like that's not a common one.
No.
I hear
No.
that a lot.
Well, we're
Well,
not all Lothario and the Fantastics
Yeah.
caliber.
I used
men.
it up in my 20s.
That's right.
Yeah, I was far
Okay.
far too just weird thing. It was just like off. It was always like, just like now. It's not. It hasn't changed, man.
I'm
Just say
still
that.
off.
You say that one thing, and you're like, well, burn a whole bunch of people you just met because they're like, what did he say? That was weird. That was just weird. Sorry, I apologize. And then
Can you think of an example?
sure, but I mean, I don't even have like those people. I have multiple times had girlfriend with friends who did not like me or get me or just that you meet them, you're out and like it's going well and everything, and then you kind of either do a little too hard or you say something a little too weird, and they're just like, no, this guy's fucking weird, dude. It's just like, oh, I thought we were kidding. You know what I mean? When you get into that mode of just
I
like you're
always go
kidding
hard
with people. No, I know. You're very good at that. You were smart enough to read that early on. Just be like, yeah, I'll go hard weird. You like me, I don't. Or don't. Who gives a shit?
See, I tend to be very charming with girlfriend's friends, although that doesn't work. Like the ex, the ex we had on here, her friends were, well, first off, her friends were very weird, and also very high likelihood they'd eaten each other's vaginas at some point. So they didn't like me from jump because I was kind of, fucking up what they were into.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Gotta stop dating
They're
bisexuals.
flying the ointment, dude.
Yeah.
They got to get you out of there.
Yep, exactly. Very much so.
I always think I have this. I mean, it's probably not groundbreaking theory, but I think most people, if you weren't in society, would have some type of bisexual experience, like experiences with both sexes. I just think it's so ingrained in society now that you almost have to pick a side. I don't know. Maybe that. Like I feel like all the the gender and non-binary, all that stuff, almost forces people like more polar. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure I'm picking up what you're putting down just yet. I'm not. You're not being clear.
What he's saying is,
I feel like I have to be more manly to establish like that's who I am and that's my persona. Because everybody's more like, I don't know what I am.
Oh yeah, no, I get that a little bit. Like in a different thing, like poly is a big thing now, and I am just very vocally like that's fucking stupid kid
Oh,
shit.
see, I'm for
Grow
that,
up.
dude. I'll debate you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, did you pop more gum in? I swear to Christ, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, dude. I mean, I really can't take you because you can fight, but
Nah,
like,
that's not true.
That's
you
100%
You
true.
got reach, dude.
You want a
That's
cough
not
drop?
gonna
I've got a
matter.
cough drop in. That's working for me.
That's all right. I'm good for now. Were we talking about
You're
poly?
such a dick. Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, but if they were doing like, if he knew that she had some other boyfriend or something like that, crazy girl, that's just poly. Like, if it's just the same thing of like, oh,
it's
she
a different
lives over
thing
here.
though. It's poly's about trust, so that's the
Well,
opposite.
no,
of trust.
that's what I'm
Cheating
saying.
Is
If you knew,
breaking the trust.
No, I know. I was like saying if you knew, that would be fine. Like in terms of what I think people think it's like, oh yeah, you either need to all live together on like a commune, you know, or actually the modern poly is just like, no, there's like girlfriends that I just have. Everyone's cool with it or whatever.
Would you guys have like a
Shit.
best friend? It's kind of like that, where you have like a best friend. Like, hey, if the shit goes down, you need to save someone from a fire or whatever, or you need a place to stay or whatever it is. That's the one you go to.
Right.
The rest are just like all peripheral.
Yeah, there's like I think there's also different. Yeah, you could be a poly person with an actual established boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and then then it's open to I guess other people coming in or whatever. I don't know how it works. It's out of my depth. It sounds like too much work for me. I know Jesse's against it.
Yeah, because that allegory doesn't quite hold up. It's like, well, you have your one person that you could really rely on, but then you have your other friends. But also that person might give you a disease on your dick that your other friends also catch.
We'll assume that everyone is getting tested and practicing safe
Yeah.
sex.
No,
dipshit.
because shit just happens, safe sex or otherwise.
Sure, I know.
Well, then
Trust
you
me.
quarantine.
I know.
Yeah, then you just
Yeah.
quarantine up for a little bit
I don't know.
so you figure out your pitch.
That's not a justification for it doesn't make any sense, dude. I mean, I think because you imagine like everyone's like running, they're adults. Once you get to like 30 and people are doing that kind of lifestyle,
adults do stupid shit.
sure, that is true. But I mean, just in terms of like, I feel like just saying STDs and stuff like that. I think we all imagine like, oh yeah, they're boyfriend and girlfriend at home, but then when you go out, they're raging and trying to slay everything they can get their hands on. It's like that's not how it
not
works.
human nature.
One, some people are just turned up. They're like, wait, because you have to remember conversations are happening. They're like. You do have to tell people, I guess, if you wanted to or not. I don't know how that would work. Like, you know, if they're asking maybe you're the person you're on a date with or you meet, or it's like, hey, what's your life like? And then you're like, well, I have a girlfriend at home. You have to maybe bring
Yeah,
that up
you
or
should
don't
bring
bring it up at all. I guess
because
because they're just an arterial booty call. I think you think it's all booty calls. It's just gonna be it's you
not,
and a thing,
it's not
and then
even
just booty
specifically
calls.
that. It's I feel like people are fetishizing honesty because that's the other thing I always hear. Is like, well, I'd rather. Like this way, I know and I don't have to worry about it. Like,
Sure.
it's not
It's about control and certainty.
It's not the worrying that annoys me. It's picturing the person I love getting fucking railed because then
But what if they're happy?
We've said this as well. Why is it weird if you're doing the railing? Remember, like it's like, hey, why do you have a problem with someone else doing it?
Yeah, like
because it's like the warm toilet.
We're not
seat
ever.
thing.
We've
It's
actually
just
had
weird.
yeah, but you're not feeling. Hopefully, you're not coming in right up behind. You know what I mean?
It's
Shouldn't still be warm.
I find it gross.
So you're not gonna have a threesome with me one day where you go in first,
I mean, no, here's the thing. Here's the
and
thing.
then I go in.
He
after.
just
also
I'll do it. It just I will
Chrissy,
never. I
turn
will
this off.
never have feelings for the girl.
Chrissy, turn this off. I just want to tell my sister to turn it off.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Christy, the girl me and my friend
No.
double teamed that one time.
I do not have that honor, sir.
Yeah. Because I didn't love her either. That was his
Yeah,
girlfriend.
see,
That's
so
up to
that's
him to
where the
deal with.
break is. He's like, yeah, guess what? That means you're lesser than to me, and you can never be. I can never be someone that you're like I'm with, and that's always so crazy. Just one dick that you need to know about, and it's just like completely. Like, no, I can never love her. It's disgusting.
Do you guys ever have it the opposite where you loved someone so much and you cared about them like as a human being that you're like, I can't have sex with you?
Yes, I've also
Like
done
almost like I love and respect you too
no,
much.
Jesse.
Nope.
Jesse's not that kind of boy. I've definitely done that.
Where you're like, I can't fucking pull your hair and rough you up.
I think with the early, I also have had, unfortunately, I feel bad for women who have that distinction of like, they maybe look a little kind of prissy or whatever the kind of word is. And then I remember being a young man being like, ladies,
Yep.
how are you? Please, car door
like a
open.
deference.
And a girl's just been like, hey, I need you to do this. And I'm just like, pardon? No, I could never. Not to a lady.
I find
you know
those
what I
girls
mean?
fucking
Like,
hotter, particularly in the summertime. You see like a girl who's wearing like a very
Sundress.
chaste sundress, just like, oh god, her on all fucking fours.
Jesus Christ. All right, God, don't get weird.
He's a caged animal over
Stop
here.
getting weird,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, God, so awkward. I can't picture that. That's like...
So wait, are you poly?
You could try.
it's kinda gross.
So yeah, we have like
If he could add multiple, I don't know.
no, we had like a monogamous thing. So it's but I'll just leave it at that. In this
Okay.
relationship, that's what it is.
Okay.
If I were to ever be in a different relationship, I think I would just be like, this is who I am, and if you're cool with that, then let's rock with that. Because I don't get jealous that way. Like, as long as she's having fun and isn't giving me some type of crazy plague,
Right.
I'm good.
To me, it's just you're inviting.
It's just sexual. It's not
it's like you're inviting a fucking roommate. You
Jesse
don't
would have
really
been the
like,
conservative
that's
kid
always
in the
involved
60s.
in your always involved in
yeah,
your
but
shit.
exes are roommates too that have been there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you're not touching
Yeah, but
virgin
it-
snow over here.
I
Yeah,
think
because
these are-
it's like an old business partner. Like, yeah, they were there, but they don't matter anymore. I don't do business with them anymore.
It's funny because I think of the time that we're probably all closest to... Okay, so in my high school, excuse me, small high school, and a lot of them had already all dated. By senior year, they had all been touching each other. Like, that's what I mean in terms of like
You were a late
span.
entrant to the game.
Right.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking the popular kids. I'm talking like the popular kids had all dated each other by the time, like, you know, everything was said and done senior year, and they were super sad about leaving. And I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. I fucking hate this place. You know what I mean? Over that kind of span, like in terms of that environment and that kind of ecosystem, I feel like we didn't have a problem with it. Like no one realized until like it was like, didn't you all date? And we've all heard you all were inside at one
Yeah, well,
point.
that's also- that's
there's
the
time spans,
ecosystem
and that's
you
what
have to
makes
deal
you
with
feel
there.
good about it. But like, it's not like that big of a deal. I think this is your cock. I think this is your cock talk.
So you feel no brohood with a fellow, you know, like someone you cross swords with, or you're a tunnel brother, let's say.
I actually don't have a lot of friends that I have that with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, not.
Wait, how long have you two known each other?
Long enough.
5 years, because that's how long I've been doing
5 years.
comedy.
5, 6.
You
7,
two have never had sex with the same person in 5 years.
Nope.
No.
Wow.
Well, keep in mind,
It's hard to-
he was in a relationship for a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Although
true.
I made out with her long before.
Oh.
Yeah,
This is breaking
It's
news.
made
Back
out
in
now.
high school.
I heard kissed is what I heard. There was no making
we made
out.
We made out, and I touched a little boob.
I touched my girlfriend's boobs, dude. You touched my ex's boobs, man.
Yeah.
You're probably feeling his residual
Oh, how
smushed
dare
it in.
you,
Lordy, lordy,
son of a B word. That's right. I held back on that one. No. See, I'm really. It does not bother me. That's the weird part. That
Yeah,
doesn't-
it was a whole life ago.
Yeah, but if you did that, like, whatever.
5
if I
years
get,
isn't a whole life.
yeah, but all,
Well, no.
not the point.
But I did that with her like over 10, like probably 15 years
okay,
ago.
so you met her first.
I knew her in high
They knew
school.
they were
Yeah,
in high
I
school.
introduced
it
them.
was high school.
Oh, you
She was-
introduced them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he did.
What was that like?
But
Very nice.
No, it was a Halloween party that my old high school group was throwing, like the greater collection. So I invited Neil and my friend Mike Fox to come
Happy
out.
to have met her.
Yeah. And while they were there, Neil goes like, that girl in the ladybug costume's pretty cute. Like, oh, that's a friend of mine. You should go talk to her. Nah, I won't.
Oh, I was gonna go talk to her. You know, the story I changed. Don't say nah, because remember, I was going to like dance over and talk to her, but remember the whole point of the story, dude. Remember, her sister was there,
Yeah.
and not only her sister, I thought was like she was like a child
Yeah.
at this party. So I was like, oh shit, hey, how old is she? It's dark in this basement, and I'm kind of like, yeah, we're not the older, we're kind of a little bit older. I got thrown off because I was like, that girl that is there is like 12, like you know.
Jesus.
Yeah, because I mean, it wasn't like a dream, like you know, everyone's hammered or anything like that, you know, kind of party there, and we're kind of just having fun and
like a
dancing in the
family
basement.
party?
It's not family.
No.
What I'm saying is there is some older folks there that are partying, but no one's being crazy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not like a crazy kind of thing. And I think I later learned that she just brought her sister because she was, you know, had to. But like it threw me off because I was like, wait, how old is she then? I didn't want to.
You ready for this shit?
Sure.
November 2nd, 2014, 1:02 a.m. Hey, good seeing you the night. Wish we got to chat more. So going out
right.
on a limb here, my friend that night thought you were pretty cute. In a drunken state, I talked you up and said you were a doll and promised I'd introduce you, but then you left.
You said you talked her up.
So keeping up my end of the promise, he was the really tall, skinny fella dancing near me, Neil. Assuming you're single or whatever, etc.
Right.
And
He kept that
I
though.
thought he looked interested, but it was too loud to talk down
That's not
there.
what he sounds like.
And I had to get
shit.
I had to get my sister
I
home.
gotta cut that.
Maybe we can all hang together, and
Yeah.
so it came to pass.
Wow.
Me.
Oh, you still have the text.
No, it was old Facebook, so I know I could
okay.
go all the way back.
Nice.
So
Wow.
you're welcome.
You feel better about yourself?
For all
now?
the good and
he
bad.
does hold himself up to like being somewhat of a matchmaker.
Like a matchmaker.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
really
what
does
happened?
pride himself on it.
And part of the annoyance is nobody ever sets me up with anybody.
Yeah, because you're impossible.
I'm terrible.
You're terrible.
I'm terrible.
I'm terrible.
Well, actually, no.
Absolutely
Jeff
terrible.
Rose's new girlfriend is actively trying to set me up. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to heavy metal karaoke on Wednesday.
Oh, that's your
Ooh, that's
crowd,
gonna be
dude.
perfect.
that
Perfect
is my
for
crowd.
you.
I've
It's
never.
funny.
Where
we
is
got,
that?
We got country karaoke
Kung
over
Fu
here.
Necktie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Might come
nice.
down for that.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. You know what's funny? I've never dated the only metal girls I've ever messed around with, all black.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you've
Like their
said this.
souls?
Yep.
That too, probably. But anyway, speaking of heavy metal, we have our segment of the week, which is the depressive, suicidal black metal song of the week.
What if that was the way it started?
We really
There we go,
we
right,
need a
dude?
drop for that. This is Fornicatus with Down Again.
So many wasted years of futile.
Hold on, I have the lyrics here, if I can pull them
Well,
up.
they're up on the screen.
Well, those are going slow. So many wasted years of futile, veins full of shit. So many joints is smoked, absent fills my head. Lying on the cold ground, staring into the emptiness, must search for some knife to caress my weak flesh.
It's so bad.
Jesus.
So
dude.
bad.
That-
Kind of light. 'cause
Everybody's
it's a
whole
worried
genre.
about rap music, and this shit is
know.
just heinous, man.
I actually read something the other week that was really fucking cool. It was like one of these bands had posted on their Facebook, like, "Hey, just so you guys know, like, our hope is you listen to us and then go out and have a good day and don't listen to us for a few months. Like, this is for when you need to wallow. We don't want to glorify this shit."
Really?
And it was surprisingly like, I have never seen this self-awareness in heavy metal
Yeah,
before.
it's kind of strange.
Yeah, very cool.
It's like a hat on a hat. That's weird.
So, do you have any songs that make you particularly emotional or movies that make you cry? Like, what gets to you? You
Yeah, movies that
stone
make
of a
me
man.
cry. Movies that make me cry. Homeward Bound.
Oh,
When
God.
Shadow falls in that pit.
Yeah.
And like, go on without me. And Michael J. Fox's dog is yelling, Shadow! Mm-hmm. All that stuff. That gets me. The movie Up.
I've only seen the beginning.
Just the beginning
and
is
it
the part.
Killed me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the worthwhile part to watch.
Oh,
It'll
we
put you
can-
in tears.
This is what came up when I put in Homeward Bound lyrics. Simon and Garfunkel, apparently.
No, it's Homeward Bound. It's a movie.
Oh, I
it's
knew
like a
that.
dog and cat movie.
Wait,
I
you
think
don't know that
Roseanne
movie?
I know
is
that
in
movie, but
Oh,
I
okay.
thought that maybe Simon and Garfunkel might have.
it. They covered the movie.
Homeward Bound trailer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a
Check
tough
out
one.
this. Check out this.
Think of what a
trailer right
weird
now, dude.
sell of a movie this is, too,
know.
in modern day.
You can
Oh, I miss trailers with narrators. This is going to be great.
From Walt Disney
Are
Home
we gonna get
Video,
pulled?
No, I don't think
Miss you
so.
so much.
Left behind with family friends
Have a nice vacation.
and far from their home.
Oh,
Three
yeah.
beloved
Little Tom.
pets take matters into their
They just
own
forgot
paws.
the animals,
Yeah.
basically.
Something doesn't smell
They tried to
right.
abandon them, and they came back.
Sassy.
Cats rule and dogs drool.
That's Roseanne Barr.
Every kid remembers that.
Now,
Michael J. Fox.
they're determined
Who
to
did the voice of
find
Shadow?
their way back.
Oh, I don't know.
Wait.
I don't
They're
recognize
off
the
on an
voice.
adventure
The girl
they'll
Sally
never
Field.
forget.
All right, wait, hold on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Roseanne Barr for some reason.
No, it is
No.
Roseanne Barr.
From their
It's not
home,
Roseanne Barr. Listen,
Three
it's Sally Field.
beloved pets take matters into their
We gotta
own
get to
paws.
Sassy. That's her name.
He's Shadow.
Something doesn't smell right.
She's Sassy.
Cats rule and dogs drool.
He's
That is
Chip.
Roseanne.
That's 100%.
It's not. Keep listening.
Now, they're determined to find their way back.
I'm going home.
Wait.
They're off on an
All right,
adventure they'll
we'll look
never
it up
forget.
later.
Oh, this ground is.
Oh, this is amazing.
I'll
No, let's
concede.
keep watching.
That was Sally Field.
All right. Hey, okay. Anyway, the point is the movie makes me cry.
Hey, Tom. Yeah, that makes sense.
We're on to more important
What was
things
the
now.
what was the question? It was
Yeah, I know. What was
art,
the song?
art that makes you cry. You know, film, music.
so there's a song that I used to listen to with my buddy when we were younger, and it was a Blink-182 song, Adam song.
Okay.
And it was the first song we learned to play together. And I went away for the military, and a few years in, he was having some problems and feeling a little depressed, and he wound up ending his life and leaving Adam's song on.
Oh, boy.
So every time I hear that, it just takes me out. We were like inseparable, man. We went to proms and
Dude,
dances and shit together.
I'm so sorry, but my first thought is that is really hacky.
That is super hacky.
I don't know, man.
Believe.
Oh, dude, that's a fucking bummer,
Yeah,
man.
that was a really tough one.
What was he dealing with?
I think he had a medical condition to where he might not have made it out of his 30s anyway, and he was
What?
having some tough times.
Fibrosis? Okay.
So I don't want to say too much.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But
Why? Why did you want to say too much?
you know, he's his mom's still a close family friend, and
Okay.
you know,
Well, you know.
and he's one of my best friends, so I just don't want to put that out there, all of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah,
That's fine. That's understandable. That's a tough time. Yeah, in terms of...
You know what's fucked up? This show is all about sad things, and then when people get genuinely sad, I feel like, why am I doing this show? I feel
Because we're
terrible.
supposed to do jokes right now, but then he said that the mom... Would, I don't want
Yeah,
her
I gotcha.
want
Anyway,
to-
it was Sally Field. It's Sally Field,
got all
Michael J.
serious.
Fox,
Sorry.
Stupid.
and
should have picked something.
Well,
goofier.
pick something you can fucking at least...
Don Amici as Shadow. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Don Amici.
Yeah, but I had a cat named Sassy that got ran over. I was very sad.
Cool, man. That's tough. I mean, I've seen someone throw a cat up in the air and shoot it with a gun. So I don't know if you really want to.
Holy
You
shit!
want to talk about? Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know what sections of.
Skeet.
Yeah, it's
Where's this in your comedy, man?
it's always a thing to open up a show with, right? It's like
Did the cat
my
do
buddy's
anything
dad
to
could have
deserve it?
easily.
I did well
Nah.
down south.
Unfortunately, somebody had stepped on a little kitten
Aw.
that was on a stair. You know, they had, they get mischief, they get in the wrong space. They didn't mean to. They stepped on it and hurt it really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the weird part of the thing is like, well, okay, well, we're gonna go tell the papa and be like, see what he does. And he's like, take it out. You know, we're thinking he's just gonna like put it down and just like look away. He doesn't. He just picks up the cat and throws it in the air and shoots it.
Well, that's a smaller target than I was
trick
thinking,
shot.
which makes it a bit more
It's
impressive.
weird story, and I've told the people, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I don't know why he did it that
I
way."
think he like scratched him or something. He's
No.
like, fucking get
no. Just
That's impressive that he had enough hang time on that cat to bring the gun.
I
up.
honestly want to say I'm pretty sure he just. I think he just didn't want to shoot. I don't know what he was thinking. I think he was just like, "This is the way I usually shoot stuff when I throw it up." But he's just like, "Yeah."
He was trying to bring some
Was he had it by
levity.
the tail?
I don't know, back of the neck probably.
Holy
Just like-
He was just
shit.
trying to bring some levity to the moment. Like, oh,
Oh
kids,
my
don't be
God. So
sad.
terrible.
Check us out.
Spray guts all over the lawn.
No, just that's not a shotgun. He's
Oh, what did he
no,
use?
it's like a pistol or a rifle or whatever.
He hit
It's
a
like
fucking
some-
moving cat with a pistol?
Yeah.
The
That's
story would have
impressive.
been much
It's
sadder
impressive.
if he
It's-
fucking missed and the thing just...
Yeah. I was picturing like a sawn off.
Jesus.
I don't know what they carry out there. In
What is
Hamilton,
on
dude.
this fucking barn door? What is this? Oh, sorry. We didn't know the spray was that. Okay, yeah. I'll go get those babies, those kitty brains off.
Teaching the kids to watch where they walk so we don't have to do this again.
Keeps away the mice.
Keeps away them.
Yeah, they smell the
Yeah,
scent.
they sell instead of cat blood.
Yeah, they're like, holy shit, this took out a cat. We don't stand
Yeah.
a chance.
So what are your personal thoughts on death? What was the first big death you had to deal with?
Sounds like that one.
Yeah.
We always-
I think before that was around the same time. No, before that, my grandmother and my grandfather's death, like on different sides, were like big to me because I was really close with my grandparents. And my grandmother had like bagpipes play at the end of her funeral.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, yeah, so that as soon as the bagpipes hit me, man, holy shit, waterworks. I had to walk away. I had to do like the manly thing and turn around and like walk down the cemetery a ways and just cry. And by the time I realized it wasn't going to stop, I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to be crying until we get to the reception. Like, you're going to have to see this. Sorry. I always got that thing, like, when I was younger, my dad would fucking, like, give me a little smack, like, if I was crying. Like, hey, you don't fucking do that.
Jesus.
So, that's why I'm like, don't
Sorry
cry.
he did
I
that.
got
That's
it.
why I
got a
cried
few of
Homeward
those.
Bound, because it's safe.
Yeah.
I got a few of those. I didn't get the smack. I would get the painful squeeze on the shoulder.
Really?
It's like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
none of that. None
Emotions
of
are
that.
no good, dude, except for anger.
No, yeah, you're not
Jesus
allowed to cry. You exhibit your strength through anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that go? That was real helpful for him.
No,
wasn't
I
it?
eventually came around on it. It's if there's something I wish more.
I was told to talk about your feelings.
They should tell you the first day of like 7th grade that like hey, the guy who's angry at everything, it's very clear he's just afraid of getting hurt. Like, that's all it is.
I hate when so many people are about like I definitely got we had mom, so you probably it's a lot different. I was like, dude, a lot of the people in my family also don't talk like openly. You got to get stuff out of them. They're not. They always think it was like a soft upbringing because it was just women. I'm like, no. Like if you complain, they were still like, shut the fuck up. Who gives a shit? Get the fuck out of my face. Like they were just like, no, toughen up. Like don't worry about it. So I mean, I feel like the dad, but never like. That's the one thing. The difference is, they might be tough birds, but like if you're crying, they're not like, all right,
Dude, if you
just
hear
straighten up, pussy.
Hey,
like
I'm gonna tell your dad when your dad gets home, he's fucking you up.
About crying? About
well,
like,
I'm just saying, like when you do some, like there's a difference between like how far, like say your mom or your stepmom or whoever can push it versus like, all right, you know what, whatever I'm doing isn't doing it. Wait till your dad gets home.
Right.
Tell him all about it. Because your dad has the ability to fucking end you.
Right. I think
your mom might give you like a stiff smack, but she's not going to beat the shit out of you.
Drown you in a tub or poison you.
Oh, that's fair too. Yeah, I feel like you
They
age
are
out of
your
that
over-
though. You age out at about 5.
Yeah. There are your overachievers and women that are gonna go the extra mile.
Black Widows.
If you're gonna pull something up, pull up the fucking terrible theme song cartoon to Wait Till Your Father Gets Home.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
No.
I don't even remember watching the show. It was just on like Nick at Night at some point.
Oh my God.
And the song got stuck in my head. It's so fucking terrible.
1972?
Yep. Oh, this is so classic. Hanna-Barbera too.
Wow.
Thanks.
Oh boy.
Special delivery. It's the trial. I have to be there at 10 tomorrow.
That poor boy. Daddy, how can you be so oppressive?
That's the older generation's answer to everything. He gets a little tap on the head.
Oh, so now it's just a little tap, is it?
Admit it, Daddy. You're just vindictive.
All right, now
Are
hold
they
it.
telling him to?
You see, today is Sunday.
Are they
Not that
telling
I'm a
him to
religious
not go to
man,
the cops
but
for an
I feel
assault?
on this day of worship, it would be wrong to strangle your children.
All right, here's what I was getting at.
This is so dark.
My mom and dad and my brothers too, and the groovy way we get along.
Every time the slightest little
boy
thing
just knocked
goes
over a bunch of
wrong,
dishes.
Mom starts
Crashed
to
the
sing
car.
this familiar song.
Wait till your father gets, until your father gets, wait till your father gets home.
Beatings.
Yeah.
Dad's not so bad, and he seldom gets mad.
Dad's giving
And
him
we
money,
aren't about
and the
to
wife
be
takes it all.
for him. Kids
The little boy is
today
good. He
like
lives
to
in spear
have their
money.
own way, and what Daddy doesn't know won't hurt him.
Holy shit.
Jay went out and got drunk.
Then she starts to yell.
No, she just put her clothes back on.
Just wait till your father gets, until your father gets, wait till your father gets home. See what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
See what I mean?
And then finally the father's walking
Oh
in.
my God.
Come in and
If he just
comes
takes
the
off
belt.
his belt, he just takes off his belt and just start beating the
The whole
Right.
house shook.
and the whole house
Beatings.
shook at the end.
Wow,
Shit, dude.
All right, let's finish this. What do you think happens when we die?
Nothing. I think we just become, we get broken down and become particles and shit.
Yeah,
Wrong.
the right way.
Slightly changing the video. It's wait till you come home to your father.
Oh, are you religious?
Christ. No, I'm just very scared of oblivion.
Oh, no, dude, it's great.
So it's probably right. I just
remember
don't want it to
before
be.
you were born. Don't
That's
worry
bullshit.
about it.
I remember lots of shit.
No, you don't.
I contain multitudes. I have lived many lives.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Love you.
That's why I
Yeah,
was.
you're just an ancillary character to the earth, man.
Shut the
You're
fuck
just
up.
here for your speck of dust in the wind.
I am the protagonist.
Yeah.
Does that make me the antagonist? Am I your arch nemesis?
Yeah, dude, you're an ant on a pebble moving around dirt right
Yeah, pretty much.
Shut the
Look at that.
true.
What did you think this was going to be, this life? What did you think?
Yeah,
what were you
what do you
supposed to
really
be,
think
apparently?
What do you think
I
happens?
was told that Jesus cared about me.
Right.
And we'd all be partying in heaven one day.
I was also told that. Didn't you sense right then it was a hunk of shit? You couldn't
Yes.
tell?
You see all the times they lied about you, about Santa and the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny, that maybe they were lying about.
I
some
don't
other
see
stuff.
what that has to do with any of this.
No, of course not, Jess.
Okay.
Jesus, come on. Get your life together,
We're
buddy.
just civilized apes, dude.
Yeah, man. Make sense of the world, dude. What are you doing? Use your logic and reason.
Yeah, we wipe
You
our
really-
butts with paper.
Yeah, you really think one day it's going to be
Oh
like...
wait, you believe in poly? I can discount. Never mind. You don't know anything.
See how he
you're
does
talking
it?
about.
See how he does This
he's
is what
trying
the
to-
this is what the religious do, man.
Yeah.
Discount facts.
You're right. He's trying to take my credibility out.
No.
Yeah.
I know Andy Lane came on here and he was on the
I
way
was
out when he
very
said
happy.
Yeah, when he said, because he's Christian, I guess. I didn't know that about Andy, that he goes to church a decent amount of
That
times.
makes sense. He's shiny, like the good people. Does that make sense? A little bit of shine.
Yeah, I guess.
You're like,
I
you
didn't,
go
I
to
didn't
bed
think
at
about
9
him like
p.m.
that. But when he said at the end, because I guess multiple times a lot of comics are atheists or something like that, and he was like kind of saying it directly towards comics who are always doing that, just like every time a podcast I gotta like listen to these atheists be like, I can't believe people believe in God, like And I was like, oh well, I don't want you to feel that way, but what you do is silly, like it's silly to me. I apologize.
It's something I do genuinely. I'm envious of people who are spiritual. I don't have that antenna to that
I feel
wavelength.
spiritual. There's definitely stuff we don't know.
Like
Do you believe in ghosts?
Not really. Energies, spirits, perhaps.
So what's the difference between a spirit and a ghost?
Here's what I would say about that. I would mean like in that situation, like the energy of past traumas maybe lingering in one way or another, as opposed to like the remnants of a personality.
Oh, okay. You mean like ripples throughout other people's lives?
Like Eastern State, I would say, with the amount of terrible shit that went down
become
on there.
Haunted?
Yeah. No, I really don't believe any of this shit.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I know you don't. I mean, I love the world. There was a good somebody had pointed out that a lot of us don't realize how much of a dream world we actually live in and make up for ourselves. They were talking in terms of Christianity, but like when you see those polls in the United States, when they go like how many people believe just even that there's something after, like it's widely held that a lot of people believe that, right? So even by that extent, because you aren't prone to, I think they called it like dream. A lot of us are in dreamland or dream something like that, where if you believe in that, you're already susceptible to ways of thinking that are outside of the known biological world. So that leads you to be like, oh yeah, well if there's that many people that are like
magical thinking,
magical thinking like that. I mean, it blows my mind that a lot of people like even I know that the whole conspiracy thing with aliens gets me on a thing, but like if we're just going by facts, it's kind of crazy what they assume. Like I don't believe any of that, but with like religious stuff, I don't know how anybody sticks to it for too long. It kind of blows my mind how they stick to any of it.
I
Which you
some
don't
people,
really. I mean, you don't. I know you don't hold to the Western Christianity belief. I know that.
No.
But you just want the reincarnation thing.
Like I said, my hope is some kind of reincarnation or some kind of like leveling up. It's not like a heaven. It's like it's a dimensional thing.
Right.
Okay.
Tom, did you ever want like any of that, or if you because you're allowed to say that as someone who's an atheist, or agnostic, whatever you call yourself. But have you ever thought if there was which religion under you had to die if it was real, what you would pick? Like, probably still like a Taoist kind of thing, or like
I do like that. Like that, but that's more of how to live your life, not so much
sure
of an
they don't really
afterlife
have
thing.
the afterlife.
Odinism. I'd want to party in Valhalla.
Yeah, that's cool. If
if
there
like
was
that.
one that was real, I think that would be a lot of fun. Just a nonstop party.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I don't really want to be reincarnated, but I would. I think that would be fun to live different types of lives.
Yeah, I'd like reincarnated. Like I don't want to just go on the log.
Well, you
floor.
like a hierarchy too, where if you're good, you level up.
Oh,
like
actually,
you said,
no. I don't think anything we do in this life, if there is anything else, I don't think there's any punishment. I think good and evil are just different things pushing towards neutral.
I think when you're bored, you come up with camp stories. And that's just what it is. Like, you always notice, like, these are more prevalent in the areas where there's not as much stimuli, there's not as much happening. Maybe there's, like, a lack of food, clean water, or whatever else. You see people get much more religious because they don't know how to explain or fix, or they lack the tools to fix their problems.
Right. Like Oklahoma.
Yeah, they're very religious, which is not bad. You gotta have something that gets you through.
I mean, I've always contended the problem with all this belief stuff in the delusional world, right? Or sorry, delusional, let's say dream world. In the dream world, if you accept like that kind of stuff in, then it's just tough to try to hold separately in a democracy. Like, oh yeah, you don't take that into the ballot box. Like, everyone's always taken into the ballot box.
Oh yeah,
it always goes there. They're not voting rationally, or at least the most rational.
It's a hope. It's like the same hope. Like, let's say there's a lot of people do comedy in Philadelphia, and all of them are like, "Oh, I'm gonna get big. I'm gonna do this." Like,
sure,
that's a hope. You don't know. You're just like, that's what's gonna get me through, and that's what's gonna get me to the next spot I need to be at.
Yeah, but how much
statistically you can't all.
No.
all right.
Yeah.
Even by Bible.
Can't all make it.
Right. It's always nice. I don't know.
That's a hope too.
Yeah. It's a, well, it's been a weird one.
Yeah.
It's been fun, but weird.
This has been a very interesting one. We're learning. Well, we've talked about this. The podcast will be changing very soon. I decided once we hit around the year mark, which is in like 10 more episodes, we were going to start experimenting with the format, have it less interview based. So we're changing stuff up as we go along. So
be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How about Tommy's? I want you to spend a little show action again. What you got, Cummins?
Yeah, I've got the 25th at Sweeney's.
The Tale of Sweeney Tom. Sorry. I wanted to do it the first time and I forgot.
And then I've got your show coming up on August 3rd at the Laboratory in...
Yeah.
Where's that at? Doylestown?
The Laboratory is in Hatboro.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun too.
That'd be a good time. I am NeilWood.com for all the dates and details on that. Thanks. Sorry, Crow, right? They can look up Crow Comedy on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So check out Tom's stuff.
At Jesse Dram, at Magic Misery Tour, Sober Show, Kiss Club, August 24th, Woodbury, New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, Woodbury.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh, I want you to talk about Woodbury's. No, nothing?
Yeah,
okay,
you having
cool.
fun there? Okay.
Thought we were having a little fun. Other than that, guys, Jesse, you want to take us out with the... Come on, dude. Say the thing. Say it.
What do I say at the end?
Don't you usually say stay miserable?
No, I've never once said
You've
stay
never once
miserable.
said
Start saying stay miserable.
Yo, guys, stay miserable.
Okay. Room silence.
Sexy voice.
Stay miserable.
Yeah.
I want to do...
Stay miserable, y'all.
Yeah.
Stay miserable.
Let's go around the horn then. I want to do one.
Okay.
And then Tom does one. I'm going to do it real deep, like guttural. Stay miserable.
That was demonic. Everybody out there, make sure you tune in, and until then, stay miserable.
Perfect. Bye.